So Gail Collins has wise, if not comforting, words for liberals and Democrats. Liberals and Democrats who do not know quite what to feel or what to do after the Democratic Party lost tons of seats and control of the House in this week's midterm elections. In her latest column, she says the first order of business for the lame duck Democrats is going to be to try to make sure the Bush tax cuts only get extended for non-wealthy families. The Republicans want to keep them for the rich, too, thus blowing a new hole in upcoming budgets. Democrats, we know you are sad. And this next battle is going to involve parliamentary maneuvering and Harry Reid and worrying about the innermost thoughts of Senator Ben Nelson of Nebraska, everything that made the public turn on you in the first place. But this time, see if you can remember to point out that you are on a noble venture. Lift up your tails and trot out there and help balance the budget by killing the Bush tax cuts for the wealthy. The American dream is depending on you. Republicans keep saying they will reduce the deficit by giving rich people tax breaks. Giving rich people tax breaks will actually add to the deficit by hundreds of billions of dollars. It will not help. It will hurt. This seems like maybe a good place to start for Democrats. Joining us now for the interview is New York Times columnist Gail Collins. Her book, When Everything Changed, The Amazing Journey of American Women from 1960 to the Present, is out now in paperback. Gail, thanks very much for being here.
Good to be here.
So I thought Democrats had a gift here. Republicans want to add $700 billion to the deficit to give a big handout to rich people. It is a great campaign issue for Democrats. But now, instead of crushing them with it, the White House says maybe they will compromise and go along with this Republican idea. Do you understand?
Well, they're so into the people have told us that we have to get along thing, that they're doing this. And it's not, we went down this road before. The road of we're going to really win the people over by getting along with the Republicans. It's not going to work out.
But polling data says that when you say we're all going to get along, people like the sound of that more than they like we're going to kill you.
Yeah, and the president is really good at saying that, and he should continue to keep saying that. But this is not the place. This is a perfect line to draw. This is the best line in the world. No $700 billion added to the deficit so rich people can have a tax cut. It's perfect. It encompasses everything the Democrats believe in, and it's simple. You can explain it to people without charts. It's wonderful. It's perfect. This is not the place right now.
This is the reason that Democratic strategists wanted the House and the Senate to force a vote on this before the elections, because they thought it would be good for Democrats running.
Right.
And now the White House is looking at trading it away.
Yeah.
Big picture, are Democrats now, with the Republicans' control of the House, better off letting Republicans float ideas like this and shooting them down, or are they better off putting forward their own ideas and their own agenda to try to frame the discussion?
Well, I think this is a great idea to put forward to frame the discussion. I don't know that you're going to see the Democrats putting their list of things they want to cut from the budget out unless the Republicans do it first.
Okay.
But why not? But this is perfect. We don't need to do anything else right now except talk about this one thing. Yeah. It's really, 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 really good.
Well, the Republicans do keep bringing this up, which implies that they think this works for them. They think whenever you say tax cuts, it doesn't matter if you're talking about the deficit and rich people and stuff. Right. They think it's going to work for them. So is this, to some extent, a reading comprehension test for the country? They're sort of counting on us just not getting that if people send the government less money, the government has less money. Are they just counting on people not being able to focus after the comma?
If people in this country, when it's explained to them clearly and succinctly and passionately, think it's still a good idea to cut taxes for rich people and add that to the deficit, then we've lost and we should do something else.
Well, then that policy should become law.
We can raise unicorns. Yeah, I mean, but
yes,
exactly.
But they're counting on that not being the debate.
Right.
And Democrats would have to take responsibility for making sure that's the debate.
Right, and you have to then trust that the people, once you make that the real debate, instead of trying to trick them or trying to work out some strange, weenie parliamentary thing the way they always do, that you're just going to stand up there and take up or down votes, and that you're going to make it safe for people like Ben Nelson of Nebraska to vote with you because the people are going to be on that side.
Yeah. And because it's been defined as the fiscally conservative choice, which it is.
Yes, we need Ross Perot and charts and things.
No charts. John Boehner as Speaker. Is John Boehner more serious about the deficit than this tax thing would suggest. Is there anything about him as Speaker, as a politician, which would suggest to you that he actually does get this as an issue despite playing opposite land on this tax cut thing?
I'm going to give you just one thing. There's a plane, the F-35, which has 2 engines. Every time they build one, they build 2 engines, an extra engine just to put in your pocketbook in case the other one, you lose it somehow.
Like you get extra buttons
yes,
when you buy a jacket?
they've been doing this. The Pentagon has been begging forever, please, 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 can we stop building 2 engines? They are built near John Boehner's district, and John Boehner will throw his body on the second engine anytime. He's that serious about cutting the deficit.
I think I get the point. New York Times columnist Gail Collins, it's a pleasure to read your column, and it's even more of a pleasure to have you here. Thanks
a lot. It's great to be here.
Thank you. So do you want to know how you can be sure that the presidential race for 2012 has already started? That midterms, it's time to run for president? Here's how you know. Now, that is not a bear yawning. I made that mistake myself, too. If you thought it was yawning, apparently not. It's roaring. And that's how you know it is run for president time. That is next with the help from the one and only Tank Jones. Please stay with us.